Hello, thanks for being interested in Haspoa, the best way for hospitals and medical groups running clinical trials to make sure they receive all the money they earn for providing patient care. As you know from working with phase 3 clinical trials, they can be very difficult to manage. There are multiple trials going on at once. There are multiple different doctors' offices and hospitals involved, and there are multiple different systems where information is stored. All of that makes billing incredibly difficult. In addition, the billing is further complicated by some practices in the industry. The contracts for clinical trial sites have hundreds of line items on them, and there are various different drivers and cost bases and billing rates associated with each of them. So different information has to be tracked about lots of different activities. There's also complex billing instructions. Some things you're automatically paid for, like patient visits. Other things are invoiceable, like having a regulatory visit. In addition, even within your hospital, your information systems are not all connected. Your finance system may not talk to your regulatory systems or to some of the systems given to you by CROs and study sponsors. This problem is so prevalent that academics have studied it. And they have collectively figured out that about 20% of the cost of any clinical trial is administrative costs. And in interviewing people, they've determined that about 50% of that cost, or 50% of the time spent on paperwork, could be eliminated with better information management systems. That's where Haspoa comes in. Haspoa is a system that has helped many other study sites receive all of the money they have earned. We have testaments of the system helping to uncover up to $10 million in revenue that should have been received but wasn't. Other organizations using it have said that they got paid 20% more once they implemented the system. And a third type of testimonial we often hear is that using Haspoa reduces the staff time and headaches involved in managing clinical trials. So let's take a look at the system. Haspoa works because it's a central place for you to enter, organize, and analyze data. What you're seeing right here is the homepage, and you can see here by study how much revenue has been earned, how much has been paid, how much the holdbacks are. And the holdbacks, if you're not familiar with that, are money that is earned during the trial but not paid until the end. And so in this case, this site has about $578,000 outstanding. That's a lot of money. The system also lets you forecast revenue going forward. And these numbers can be very important for medical offices that are counting on clinical trials to fund various positions. So here we're able to see that for the Warthog study, this center can expect $137,000 in the year 2023. Haspoa also makes it really clear how much you're due from each study. So in this graph here, you can see that the Karsten study has a large amount outstanding, in this case, $400,000. This also shows that the Gamma clinical trial has just under $100,000 in unpaid bills to the hospital. The system also has lots of other information that can be helpful for other purposes. In this case, this is just a chart breaking down the number of subjects involved by study. Let's go in and take a look at the system. This is Haspoa, and Haspoa has one place where information is stored for each project or study. Here, we're able to see information about the Karsten study. And I should say all of this information has been changed. There's no confidential information being displayed here. So here you can see some overall information about the Karsten study, including which team members are working on it, what the major budget categories are for this study, and then within each category, what the major line items are. So for instance, in this study, There are a number of reimbursable activities related to governance. They include financial filings, HIPAA compliance workshops, a security audit, state compliance workshop, etc. And we have a place to describe each of those. The system also then tracks how much the site will be reimbursed for each of these, each time one of these things needs to happen. And if there's a maximum amount related to this line item, that's also stored. So for example, here, the site will be paid $30,000 for each quarterly statement, up to $60,000. Tracking expenses with Haspoa Horizon is easy. When something like this is done, you simply click on the Add Completed line item. You put in the date that it was completed, any notes that you want, and click Save. You can now see that that activity and expense were recorded so that you know how much to expect. In this case, it's a $30,000 payment, but $4,500 of it is going to be held back. So the site should receive just over $25,000 for it. In addition, the system lets you handle invoicing very easily. So you can easily add an invoice that you want to generate to the system. You can enter an invoice number or have it filled in automatically, store the invoice, and then you can easily attach different milestones that you want to that invoice. Here's an example of an invoice with the line items noted and attached. When a payment comes in for an invoice, you can go to the Payments tab, and you see right here, the payments are listed under personalized calendars for each person can go on each person's homepage. There are also calendars tracking the dates for subject visits and the dates payments are due. And at the bottom of the homepage, we have a very easy way to track all of the projects going on, along with the key names, the names of the key sponsors and the CRO, and to track the number of active subjects. That's a summary of Haspoa Horizon, the best way to make sure that your hospital or study site collect all the money that you've earned running clinical trials. We look forward to talking to you.